Assalamu alaikum everyone. So the topic we are going to discuss today is the ethics of animal research. So animal based research is always been a controversial topic. I mean, it has it is very necessary that animal based research is a part of development of new medicines, development of vaccines, new surgical techniques, and advanced research understanding. All these techniques require animal based research, animal based testing. On the other hand, it is a controversial topic because we don't want to kill animals. So it's a controversial topic. They are being used in the research, and for the research we are giving them pain, we are killing them, we are making trouble for them. So in animal based research or animal testing, it is estimated that among 50 to 100 million animals are killed and used in the research every year. So for animal based testing or research, some animals are bred in the labs. As you can see on the right side, mice are being bred in cages and other are caught wild. So we are using animals in research. So there are some rules and regulations. So US Department of Agriculture define what is painful procedure. So painful procedure is actually a procedure that causes more than slight pain or distress or depression or trouble that is given by human being to the researched animal. So on the basis of pain, the painful experiments are divided into 4 classes. First is the mild one. These experiments included slight adverse effect on the animals. That include taking blood samples or applying any injection to animal. Second one is the moderate level of pain. These experiments include applying injections to the animals that may cause reaction, and secondly, they may include some small level surgical procedures, and the suffering, the pain is controlled, like it is controlled by effective medicine and care. The third one is substantial level experiments. So these are the experiment in which they are causing great pain to animals. They include major surgery. They include testing chemicals or drugs So these medicines, chemicals, drugs, surgery are causing greater or significant level of pain or death in animals. Third one is substantial, and the last one is unclassified, and this involves the experiments in which animals are put under anesthetic control. They are given anesthesia. I mean, they lose their senses before the experiment, and before they recover their consciousness, they are killed. So these are 4 levels of pains that are provided in the experiments. So this is a given percentage of how painful are the experiments. So 3.6% are severe, are experiment that are causing severe pain. Next, 16% are the experiment are causing moderate pain. Mild pain, including experiments, are 27%, and subthreshold is 50%, and non-recovery or non-classified is 2.5%. I am giving another example that animals are being used in development of COVID-19 vaccines. So you can see the example of mice and monkeys that are being used in development of COVID-19 vaccine recently. This is a recent example. So now we are talking about, is animal testing is morally right? Is animal testing ethically right or wrong? So advocates for animal testing say, so there should be no cruelty or mistreatment, mishandling in the experiments. Of course, animal-based testing is the need of the hour. It is very necessary. You cannot deny the importance of animal-based testing or animal-based research. It is significant for the research. But the animals should not be mistreated. There should be no cruel behavior. They should not be mishandled, and level of pain should be decreased for them. Number of animals should be decreased that are used in the experiment. Okay. The second thing is, millions of animals are killed every year for food. Millions of animals are killed every year for food. So why they cannot be used in the medical research? So this discussion, this point is supporting that animal can be used in the research. Third point is, pain level should be decreased. Animals should feel less pain, and they should be killed before they suffer. So now what are the points that are against animal-based research or animal testings? So these include, animals have much right to live as human beings. It's mean that their life is also important, just like the life of human beings. So strict controls have not prevented some animals being abused. I mean, there should be no abuse for animals being used in the research. Third one is, they say, the opponents of animal testing say deaths for research are unnecessary. They mean you should avoid animal-based research that are causing deaths. Next point, the opposition of animal-based testing says animals suffer while they are locked in the cages, and we know when they do, and they feel pain in all these procedures. Okay, so again, to see whether animal-based research is morally right or wrong, there are some guiding principles for animals to be used in the animal-based research. For example, the scientists or researchers must use the alternative non-animal based methods in the research. It means they should replace the animal based research. Second one is reduction. So a scientist should reduce the number of animals that are being used in the research. So smaller the number of animals will be used in the research when they are necessary. Third one is refinement. Refinement is the point where improve the experiment so the animals do not suffer. Okay, now I will talk about why animals are being used in the research. I will give a few examples why it is necessary to do animal-based research. So we all know development of any new drug, any new medicine. So before, or any new vaccine even. You are better know the word of vaccine in these days in the phase of COVID, that every country is trying to do vaccination of their nation, their people. So in the phase of development of new drug, new medicine, new vaccine, there is a step before the application of this new drug, new developing drug, vaccine, medicine. Before applying it to human beings, we must apply this drug, vaccine or medicine on live mammal and large non-rodent. So it is the use of animal on the development of a vaccine. So regardless of this, that someone is thinking that animal-based research is ethically right or it is wrong, this test is mandatory for development of any drug. This is necessary to apply on any rodent or non-rodent and live mammal before applying to humans. So now, I mean, you can easily understand what is the importance of animal-based research. In fact, we are saving human life before because we apply our drug before applied to human being on animals. If there is any adverse effect, it will right immediately be observed on these animals before it will be observed on human being. So next is, animals are also used in other type of research, like other than the research, like than drug development. They are also used in other areas of research. For example, there is an example of Laika. Laika is a mixed breed dog. It was sent into Soviet Union space program after being found on the street of Moscow. So Laika mission would make her the first creature to orbit the Earth in an attempt to study the prolonged effect of weightlessness on living being. So what was the aim? Aim was, we have to study the prolonged effect of weightlessness when it is orbiting around the Earth. What is the effect of weightlessness on a living thing? So Laika was 3 years older, and it was launched on the Sputnik 2 spacecraft on November 3rd, 1957. She was sent, or she was saved, she was sent in a vehicle that was a capsule. It has pressure, and lots of nutrition or lots of food was provided in a gel form, and water were also there for the Laika. So like these things were like suggested good for a life, that food was there, water was there, and it was enclosed in a capsule, and it was sent in Sputnik to orbit around the Earth in a spacecraft on November 3rd, 1957. When Laika was traveling around the Earth, it experienced minimal ill effects. Its heart rate rose 3 times its resting rate, and she appeared to be quiet. But after some time, it was calming down. It was all set. So what was the conclusion? Conclusion was that weightlessness alone did not cause major changes in the human, in the living creature. So weightlessness was not dangerous for vital physiological functions of living things. Suddenly, cabin temperature began rapidly high because they provided nutrition, but there was no temperature control inside the capsule. There was no temperature control, and the temperature becoming higher and higher. Then after 5 to 7 hours, because of higher temperature, there was no signs of life within the capsule. They were monitoring it, and there were no signs of life within the capsule. Its mean higher temperature control has caused the death of Laika. So Soviet Union scientists were lying that Laika was in the orbit, and they did not exposing her death for many days. Eventually, after 4 days, they confirmed the death of Laika. In the newspapers, you can see the headline. So Laika has helped in the research relating to space, and it was the first animal that was orbiting around the Earth in the spaceship that was created by Soviet Union, and it was became the hero of the nation. So after that, Laika has traveled in the spaceship, immediately proved that there was no harm for the vital organs of the living creature. So I asked you the question whether the sacrifice of Laika was helpful for the progress of space science. Is this helpful or not? So the political climate and the tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union during the space race meant that ethical consideration of missing were not properly considered. Okay. Thank you. That's all.